hello. All right, love. Sometimes, you know, you just have to do something you really don't want to do in life, and I had to watch Rishi Sunak's speech at the Tory party conference. Here's some of it now. Speak! Speak, you idiot! That's the point where you speak. When the crowd stop clapping, that's when you start speaking. See, this is what makes me think that this Tory cabinet like cyborgs or something. They're not human. I don't think they understand social cues or anything like that. When the crowd stop clapping, Rishi, that's when you start speaking. Start speaking. Okay, I'll start speaking now.
It was daunting to face such a challenge in my first days in office. And what it also meant is that more than a year has gone by before I'd have the chance to meet you all properly. And that's why these last few days have been such a joy, meeting you all face to face and hearing so many of you say to me, wow, you're even shorter in real life.
Oh dear. It's terrible, isn't it? Do you also hear that Tory prat in the crowd that thinks it's the most hilarious thing he's ever heard in his life?
I believe in some straightforward things. I believe that mindless ideology is dangerous. I'm a pragmatist. I care about what works, not about the purity of any dogma.
Mindless ideology, purity of dogma, kind of reeks a little bit of Brexit, doesn't it? I mean, that is what Brexit is. A mindless ideology that just reeks of a terrible dogma that will be adhered to at all costs.
I believe in fiscal responsibility. Just borrowing more money and stacking up bills for future generations to pay is not just economically irresponsible, it is immoral.
Irresponsible! The cheek of this man, the absolute cheek of this man. He wants to talk about being irresponsible with taxpayers' money. What about the 37 billion that you wasted on a useless track and trace? What about the dodgy PPE contracts that you put to Tory donors? You want to talk about being responsible with taxpayers' money?
Because strong public finances don't happen by accident. They are a deliberate choice. They are a legacy for future generations and a safeguard against future threats. I'm grateful. We should all be grateful to my predecessors and their 10 years of sound Conservative management of our economy.
Oh, shall we take a little look at those 10 years of your predecessors? So, Mr. Sunak, should we take a little look at that? Look at this graph here. So this shows the amount of borrowing done in the UK, the percentage of GDP. And if you take a look there at the, what was it, 2010, when the Conservatives came into power? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at borrowing going much higher. What is this guy on? What is he talking about? His predecessors, they've borrowed more money than in the 1950s. It's absolutely insane. I mean, look at the graph. I mean, I guess Maggie Thatcher done a little bit in the 80s to reduce the debt, but then it starts going right up to the point of, what's that there? Oh, around 97. What happened in 97? That was when the Labour Party came into power, wasn't it? And you see that graph descend down. I mean, these barefaced lies that Conservatives are the ones that are not borrowing money. Just look at the graph, Rishi. Look at the graph. I just want to hop on stage and go, look, Mr. Sunak, have you had a look at this graph here? This graph that shows, you know, that you guys are actually the ones that have been borrowing all the money.
Anyone who tells you that you can borrow more today and tomorrow will simply sort itself out just doesn't care about the future. So yes, I want tax cuts, but in order to do that, our public finances must be put back on a sustainable footing. Now, Labour's track record on the public finances
is far better than yours. If you look at the borrowing graph, look at the graph, Rishi, look at the graph, look at it.
Speaks for itself. Since 2010, we've had 5 Labour leaders, 7 shadow chancellors, and innumerable spending pledges. And in all that time, they still haven't got the message. The British people won't trust a party that isn't serious with their money. And that's why they vote Conservative.
I really want to know what all these Tory posh twats in the crowd there are actually thinking. You saw Patel clapping along to that. I mean, there's two things here. They are either so stupid that they've never actually looked at that graph that I just showed, or never actually done any research to find out, oh crap, actually Conservatives are the ones that have been borrowing all the money over these years. Oh no, what have I been saying? Or, which is most likely, I think, is they know it's a load of lies. They know he's standing up there saying a load of lies, but they don't care because they'll get what they want, and they'll get the taxpayers at the low end of the scale paying for this and not them at the top of the scale. That has to be it, doesn't it? I mean, there probably is a few of these dumb prats out there that don't actually know that the Conservatives are the one that have been borrowing all this money. And he talks about Labour. They haven't been in power for 10 years. What evidence is the last? He mentioned the last shadow secretary of finance or whatever it is. He mentioned these guys like they've actually had some examples of being able to put their theories into practice. We haven't had a Labour government for 10 years. Oh dear. This guy, seriously, he's like the quiet, worst one out of this lot, isn't he? The others make a lot of noise and piss you off more, like Patel and that, but this Rishi Sunak, he just quietly, just averagely goes about his lying business and just keeps it going. So, what's Boris been doing during this this conference then?
Flour, yeah, self-raising flour.
What are you putting in, Priti? What is that?
That's baking powder.
Is that necessary?
It is.
No shortages of flour and baking powder, but supply chain problems are making life hard.
It's getting very sticky now.
There's a Prime Minister who likes to have his cake and eat it. But fuel and food disruption caused by the pandemic and Brexit threaten to sour the mood in Manchester and beyond into winter.
Fantastic. Nothing can go wrong.
Oh God, look at these two. Look at these two. They're making a cake. Boris, did you know that half the country is spending all their time queuing for petrol? Did you know that the supermarkets are going empty? Do you know that we're going to have an absolute disaster coming up with Christmas with no one being able to buy anything? And huge holes in our transport network. Do you know about these things? Or is making a cake more important to you? Why do they keep doing this absolute nonsense? I've mentioned this in a video before. The people there watching them make a cake know they don't give a shit about making the cake. They know they don't care about making the cake. Why are they making a cake?
But batting away questions is easier than batting away actual problems. Ministers promise they will be dealt with soon.
Oh God, now he's playing table tennis. Can someone please remind this man that he's in charge of this country right now and it's in absolute dire need, and to stop bloody playing table tennis and baking cakes and doing these goddamn stupid PR stunts. I guess it's the only way. I guess he knows that he can't actually do anything about it, but the one thing that people find popular about this idiot is the fact that he is an idiot, so he has to keep up this idiot charade. I don't know. Well, I'll probably bring some more updates about this Conservative conference, but it's so painful. I mean, that Rishi Sunak speech just got me so angry. I mean, when are we finally going to hammer this bloody notion that Conservatives are the party that don't borrow, when they have borrowed far more than Labour have ever done in the last 40 years? It needs to be tackled, and reporters, media, they can't get away with the Conservatives keep going on about this fact that they don't borrow. They borrow more than anyone, and that's what's so bloody frustrating. Ugh. Bloody Sunak. Anyway, guys, that's my rant for today. Before I go, I just want to say thank you so much for those of you that joined me for my live stream on Sunday. It was great fun. I really enjoyed it. I apologise for the shoddy nature of it. It was my first ever time doing a live stream, and there was a lot of you that did put a super chat in, and I missed it. I didn't see it, and I'm so sorry for that. I really do. But do be reminded that I did go back and see, and I saw all your donations, and I want to thank you so much for all the super chats, and everyone that went to the link to donate to Chestnut Tree House as well. We got £65 for that, which is absolutely fantastic. Those of you that didn't catch the live stream, I'm doing a 10k run on Sunday for Chestnut Tree House. It's a child hospice in Worthing. They do some fantastic work. They're great. They're a hospice for children that unfortunately might not make it to adulthood, and they just make their lives you know, as great as they possibly can while they're still children. So thank you so much for everyone that donated. If anyone still wants to, I'll put the link down below if you want to donate, even if it's just £1, you know, every little helps as it is. And thank you so much. I really enjoyed the live stream. It was great fun. I'll get better at it. I'm definitely going to do it again. I'll get better at spotting those super chats and trying to pull those questions. I might even, on the community page before I do another one, just get you to post some questions up ready, so I've got them all there ready and I can just answer them. But I'd like to try and do one regular each week. I mean, Sunday evening is probably the best for me. I mean, with my work, I work whenever the work is. If I need to work Sunday, I work Sunday, but generally Sunday evenings is generally pretty good, so I might start doing that regularly each week. So I really enjoyed it. It was great fun, and thank you all those that came along for that. Till next time, please give me your thoughts. How do we get rid of this stupid notion that Labour are the borrowing party and Conservatives are not, when it's clear and obvious that they are? Let me know in the comments below. Take care, guys. Move! Move! Prick. He's still on his bloody phone now, isn't he? I can see his hand.